Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name's Arnes.
And today we're going over the film Jurassic World. I almost said The Lost World. We're just going to go over it again, you know?
Yeah, why not?
It'll be fine. I love me some Jeff Goldblum. I'm not excited for this one. I don't know why. I have no energy for this review. I think it's because I was working my butt off all night and I was like, why are we here?
Movies
I know it's my day off, and this is usually when we do it, but...
Movies about dinosaurs.
Yep, go watch it. See you
I
guys
recommend
later.
it. Good.
I have a pillow from it. This is a Jurassic World pillow.
Yeah, right there.
Alright. Guys haven't seen the movie. Doing this so many takes, because hitting my head and I'm like, I forget what the movie's about. But it's about these two kids.
Knock some sense back into him.
It's a movie about these two kids and their parents are sending them away because they're getting a divorce, but they don't want the kids to know about it. So they're sending them to Jurassic World. The park's actually up and running.
Yes. Oh man, because that's so much more safer than being around your parents when they're getting a divorce. Let's send them on an island full of dinosaurs that would eat them.
You know, when my mom was leaving my dad, I would have been okay with that. I'd go to the dinosaur island. Fudge my parents.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Never mind. Good choice.
And then we don't get to hang around with them too much. Thank freaking God. Because story moves on a little bit to where we find out that they are trying to displace dinosaur DNA in order to make a hybrid dinosaur in order to increase the flow of people to the amusement park.
Wait. Who was it sponsored by? T-Mobile or something like
Verizon.
that? Verizon Dinosaur.
Indominus Rex, brought to you by Verizon Wireless. I said that backwards, but whatever.
Verizon Dinosaur. We'll just call it that.
Yeah. Verizon Saurus Rex. Pretty much what it was. The genetically modified dinosaur breaks out and they have to get it back. Well, they attempt to get it back into the encampment, then it went to trying to kill it, and then yada yada yada. Also, there's going to be spoilers in this. Heads up. We can say that for this one because it's not an old movie. Somebody might not have actually seen this movie.
Really? Out of all the money made, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen it.
Yeah, I made a crap ton. Which I think is definitely merited, because I actually enjoyed watching Jurassic World. Though I will say for this, is I feel this is the first one that we got that officially feels like a summer blockbuster.
What's a blockbuster? Isn't that one of those video stores that don't exist anymore?
Yeah, it's like, what's a... Oh, I miss those so much, though. Like, we have one around here that's still a rental place. Not the same. Oh, I used to have, like, such fond memories of going in there, getting, like, Super Nintendo games, Nintendo, Sega, bad monster movies. Called Godzilla.
Steve, it just finally hit me. We're old.
You're old.
As a matter of fact, you're 2 months older than me. What are you talking
Shut
about?
up, you!
1 month, actually.
Yeah, it's 1 month. Not even.
Yeah.
It's about. I'm like slightly.
Yeah, a couple of days. Whatever, you're older, man.
That's because of this. It's the only indication. Okay, so what I officially mean by a blockbuster is this movie is pretty much action scenes after action scenes. And it's really the only thing that's really grabbing your attention. Because for most summer blockbusters like Independence Day, Transformers, movies of such, I'm usually never as invested in the characters as I am anything else that's really happening on screen. Because for the most part with these films, like Transformers, I really don't care about the humans. But I'm mainly there for the Transformers. Independence Day, I'm there for aliens and explosions. This movie, I'm here for dinosaurs. Dinosaurs eating people. And I wasn't disappointed. Because most of the characters in this movie, I'd say the one that I liked the most was probably Chris Pratt's character.
He was the guardian of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, which we brought this up before, but he's a Navy SEAL that they brought in to help train the raptors. Not sure why he's the most qualified person to train the raptors, because I guess because Navy SEAL's in the title, he's good with animals.
Yeah.
That's SEAL in there.
Close enough, man.
Yep, so he's a raptor whisperer. Which, when you start thinking about some of the stuff in this movie like that, you start realizing how bad this movie actually is in a technical standpoint in terms of story. Because some of this other stuff I really don't like about the story, like Chris Pratt's character, that doesn't really bother me at all.
You know what character
It's just
really
funny to
bothers
think
me?
about.
You know what characters bug me?
Characters?
Yes.
Was it the two children
Yes.
that didn't need to be a part of the story at all? Because if you had took them out of this, It wouldn't have affected it at all.
My parent getting a divorce.
And the worst part is that, like, it's alluded to at the beginning, but it's just kind of thrown in there. And especially when I was watching the movie, that was the part where I was just like, huh?
Why is
Really?
this in here? Seriously? Like
you're trying to make me have some affection towards this kid that is just the brainy dinosaur kid that has to be in all of these movies?
That's how they survive, because of him.
And it's just like that little arc did nothing for the story. They didn't even come back to it. At all. Because after that, bad stuff starts happening. His brother's a douche, but then has nice moments for reasons.
His brother's a douche who's trying to score with a different chick so he can cheat on his
Yeah,
girlfriend.
but then, okay, so he's trying to score with the chicks. I understand why he's a douche. Doesn't want, like, his brother is, like, excess baggage at this point. But then, he tries to be nice to him when they're in the ball.
Well,
Even though he's kind of just wants to go do stuff to be destructive, but he's still, like, trying to look out for his brother, even, like, drags him along with him when they escape the nanny.
Well, that's because he feels sorry for them. Their parents are getting a divorce.
I don't think they thought that hard, man.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I'm pretty sure they did. Like, I understand, because at that point, it was really odd for me, because they're still trying to add that little brother dynamic. And then we have the Indominus Rex Attack, and we have them trying to work together in order to, like, to get the Jeep started so they could drive off and stuff like that.
What is that? How is it that a freaking kid and a teen know how to work on a car and fix it?
Well, they explained to it. The kid has, like, photographic memory, and they worked on a Malibu before. Henceforth, he knows how to work on a Jeep.
I'm not even going to tell you what's wrong with that, Steve.
I think it's fine. I know a lot of teenagers that are pretty handy with cars.
He worked on a Malibu.
It's very convenient, but...
He worked on a Malibu, so he knows how to fix a Jeep.
And that's the point where I feel like the brother dynamic really should have started coming together, where they started showing, like, getting closer to being like a family, is after the Indominus Rex Attack, because they have to work together, and they start, like, actually acting like brothers. It starting prior to that really didn't make too much sense to me. And again, same with the whole divorce angle, didn't really make too much sense to me.
Don't think about it.
But I got to!
The more you think about it, the worse it gets. Just enjoy the dinosaur fights, the scenes.
Alright, and next, we have the lady that runs the place. Well, she's like the manager, I guess.
Alright, so the thing is, if you know anything about, like, anything, you know the women who runs in heels are what, Steve?
Awesome. Faster than I am, apparently.
Yeah. So, the whole concept of her running in heels like that just makes it seem like she's, I can't say I don't want to lose our AdSense, so.
Touche.
But y'all know what I mean.
You know, that was one of the things that, like, it didn't bother me till after the fact when I was watching that movie, because I didn't really think about it at the time. I was just like, those are pretty good shoes. Then I realized that they're heels, and I'm like, damn.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look up the Boondocks on Adult Swim. They explain it pretty good in there.
Just do that. That was one of those characters where I really didn't mind it, to be honest. I would say she's probably like the second character I kind of gravitated towards. Because she was kind of douchey for the most part. But in these kind of movies, you have that character.
Yeah.
I just thought she was good looking, and then there's that part where she like ties it up and tries to be all like, tough guy, I'm going to go out in the wilds with you.
That part was so stupid to me.
And then two more characters I want to bring up real quick is we had the nerd in the computer room, recon center.
Oh, the guy with the glasses, I think.
Yeah, the one with the dinosaurs on his desk. I actually enjoyed his character a little bit more. I thought he was a pretty decent comic relief.
He was there just to entertain us for a few minutes with a few lame jokes, you know?
Yeah, and I appreciate it. And then finally we have our John Hammond character, the guy that owns the place.
The guy I think that was useless?
Yep, that dude. Because first character, I started enjoying him at the beginning because he kind of reminds me of like that optimistic entrepreneur. Because he's like spared no expense. And I appreciate it. Definitely bringing back the nostalgia. But we get to a point where he decides that he has to pilot a helicopter in order to stop the Indominus Rex. Because
you mean where he was like, no, I got this, you guys.
Superman! That part is where I just went, why?
Seems like quite a few characters actually do that in this movie, you know?
Yeah, it's just people do stuff for random reasons, and there's just stuff added into this movie for random reasons. Well, we'll move on to some of the stuff that I actually like because it happened for random reasons, is the plot for this. Because for the most part, especially with it being set up as a summer blockbuster setting, The plot actually is pretty well paced for me. There's a couple of little hiccups where they're trying to bring about the nostalgia factor with when the kids are on the island and pretty much doing stuff to show you that there's dinosaurs cooped up. That's the parts where I'm kind of like, alright, come on, man, I need to get to the dinosaur wreckage. Because even when I come back to watch this movie now, that's really all I want to see. Screw the kids.
Pacing good, characters bad.
Yeah, for the most part, the characters definitely are some of the worst. This is easily my least favorite in terms of characters for the series. But I would say the pacing for the movie, in terms of what happens, works pretty well for me. And I'd say it's easily on par with the second or third one.
Second one, definitely. Third one...
Third one, I think, was still, like, the pacing. Like, there's a lot of action that keeps happening. Like, it gets you into it pretty quick, which I liked. So next we're going to move on to the special effects, the stuff that happens because of the special effects. We'll save the dinosaurs for last.
But aren't the dinosaur special effects too?
Yes, but I want to go over them specifically. But for the special effects of this movie, I think are actually done very well. I know there's some people that really complain about it, but I actually think it's done very nicely in this movie. And definitely better than what we've seen with some of the CG in the previous ones. The only one I'd say I still prefer is the original one. But after that, I actually like what happens in this movie.
Really?
Yeah. The first one's just like, nothing takes you out of it. Nothing ever. That movie came out in the 90s.
Yeah. No, you're right.
No, wait, yeah. Okay.
No, I remember watching both of them, and it's like, damn it. I hate it when you're right.
Because most of the stuff that I really love in this movie is because of the special effects. Like we have the raptors chasing Chris Pratt, or following Chris Pratt on a motorcycle.
But
that scene is awesome. I don't care why people make fun of it. I understand. But I thought it was really sweet.
But that has one of my saddest scenes ever in a movie.
Is it the one where the raptor's like...
He's like, hey, I know you! Hey.
I just ate somebody! Yeah, the missiles just... You can just see it coming in from the background. You're just like, no!
Yeah, the saddest part ever.
Yes. And then the raptor's talking to the Indominus Rex, which is one of those things where I was like, right when they were doing the motorcycle, when I first watched this, I'm like, he's got raptor DNA. He has to. Because there's that one thing they weren't telling us.
Yeah, the thing that they were trying to hide.
Yeah, but of course, when they get to it, they just start talking, and the Indominus Rex does that whatever, and then it's just like the raptors just look and go. Everybody's just like, fudge.
We're dead.
Yes, I love that scene. It is awesome. Another thing I love, the end of this movie, with the T-Rex and the raptor taking on the Indominus Rex.
Really? I love the hooker heel part.
Hooker heel part's pretty good. Where she's running away from the T-Rex, bringing her with the flare.
Yeah.
Again, never bothered me, especially since it's slow motion, so you get the...
But there was...
Shh. Quiet you. But we get a Godzilla fight in this movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. First time in Jurassic Park, we got Godzilla fights. And it's awesome. Even though I kind of wish the T-Rex was a little bit more of a badass when he first showed up.
Yeah, he was getting his butt handed.
Yeah, it wasn't until the raptor showed up, and then it was very one-sided after that. But still, I appreciate it. It was awesome. Thank you for this. We also have like some of the other scenes I like, as the Indominus Rex fighting the Ankylosaurus was really cool.
Now, the part where I keep reading online that people say that T-Rex was the one from the original one. Is that true?
I do believe. And then the final one is probably my least favorite, but still pretty cool though, is when the they're not all pterodons, it's like the mixed assorted of flying dinosaurs break out of the birdcage.
Yeah, those weird looking ones. And
yeah, like I've seen them before. It's just I don't know the names. But a lot of them, it's like the first time they've really been in a Jurassic Park movie, which is really cool. And it's also nice to see them terrorizing all the people in the park as they're running. The one gets knocked over by what's-her-face and just lit up into. And then Chris Pratt starts kissing her. Because that's how we do things.
You know, character development will just...
Yeah, we already got past it.
Yeah.
So a lot of what happens in this movie because of the special effects is freaking awesome in my opinion. Like, they did a top-notch job in it for what I think. Now, finally we'll end this on the dinosaurs.
Pretty dinosaurs. So many of them.
There is. Only one animatronic one, though.
Which one?
That would be the... It's the long-necked dinosaur. I keep wanting to say a brachy, but I know it's not that.
Oh, the part where it's like, oh god,
He's
to die.
killing for sport. And the other one's just like he's holding the head. We had that animatronic. But there is actually a very wide assortment of dinosaurs, which is actually really, really awesome. And I want to say it's probably the most we've got in the series next to The Lost World. But you get so many dinosaurs that I really don't know the names of all of them. But
You're
you get,
slacking, Steve.
but like some of the new ones, like you have the Ankylosaurus. But what's cool is you get to see so many of them in like different environments and put together. Like when they're like going through with the gyrosphere and there's like all the bunch of herds. And you have like
Would the dinosaurs really be living like that peacefully? Like,
yeah, for the most part, like the herbivores, I imagine. Like there might be some territory issues, but I can see them being in the same vicinity. They're usually like in their own little areas, but they're not like segregated. But you get so many of the flying dinosaurs. You get a new one in the Indominus Rex, which I still think is pretty cool looking. It's kind of weird with the little things coming out the back of his head, but you gotta give him some differentiating features than what we have with the T-Rex. Well, he has long arms, so he's already winning. And he's super scary looking.
and he uses those arms. He's like,
Yes. He's like whipping people. When we have the... oh, yeah, we didn't even talk about that. With the... when the Indominus Rex gets out and they try to keep him contained and send out the people to go deal with him. And he's camouflage. Yeah, pretty much. It just goes to town. You get that one guy that actually starts deciding to shoot at him.
at least somebody was smart.
Yeah, still failed miserably. And did you see the Indominus Rex with his mouth just wide open, just charging the guy?
That's like another thing about that part is he's like, she took the tracking out. She is smart. How does he know that? Like,
Because it's Platosaurus Rex, man. It does everything in according to what we need it to for that plot. But of all the dinosaurs that you actually get to see in this movie, even like with the little baby dinosaurs, which is freaking adorable.
oh yeah, I love that amusement park.
Yeah, you get the Velociraptors, you get a pig. Most noteworthy animal in the movie, a pig. But the one that I feel like really was missing out of this movie was the Dilophosaurus. Again, mind you, third movie now. But we hadn't had a Dilophosaurus. Why couldn't the Indominus Rex have the frill things? That'd have been sweet.
I just want him to spit at somebody. What do you want from us?
It just runs the corner, Indominus Rex like... He's so good.
Amazing. I would have been like, best movie, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I love that dinosaur, and he's like, after the first one, they just kind of got rid of him. Everybody else has come back at least once.
Yeah, there was at least one scene with him.
Yeah, it's poopy. It's not the same. He's just like the CG. At least he kept a raptor at bay, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one other thing I didn't talk about that I actually thought was pretty interesting for the movie, although again, a lot of this stuff, and I guess it's kind of a negative too, it's really predictable what's happening. Like, it's pretty by the numbers by now, how the island is going to go down in flames. Because, like, for instance, the scene where everybody goes into the Indominus Rex paddock because they think it escaped because it scratched at the wall a little bit. Which, did they know 100% that I was in there? I understand, like, I was hiding from the thermals. Because, again, plot reasons.
Why couldn't they just throw a rock in there? They probably would have hit it.
Yeah, like, there's a thing called a little drone. You just fly the toy around and see if you see a giant dinosaur in there. I don't think you send the fat security guard in to see if if the coast is clear.
You always need that one guy, though.
And Chris Pratt. There's not. Well, the first movie had a fat guy. That's really about it.
Yeah.
Why did he get eaten by Dilophosaurus?
Yeah, but the first movie is always number one, and this one is number two because it had the fat guy that got eaten by a dinosaur.
That's my favorite thing too. Is when he kisses the cross, he just looks over. He's like, "Help me!" No helping you, buddy. And I kind of wish they maybe would up the violence factor a little bit. But
Wasn't it PG-13?
yeah, but of course it could be PG-13 still. But at least like original Jurassic Park, you had like 7 arms and stuff.
Yeah, should have been rated R. Or at least NC-17.
Oh, you know what dinosaur we forgot about?
Huh.
The mosasaur. That's the one that's in the wire that jumps out and eats the shark. And then is the one that deals the finishing blow to the Indominus Rex. Which again, super predictable because they get it next to the paddock. And you're like, hey, I see water. Alright, bring it.
And the T-Rex was like, finish her. And he was like, up, down, left, right, A, B. And it just...
Yep. And then everybody has a happy ending. Until we have a sequel.
Are we gonna have sequels?
Oh, yeah. I hear it's gonna have dinosaur people.
No.
Let's just leave it at that.
No.
Oh, can it be like can we just have like the sequel just literally be like a tie-in with the
what?
Disney's dinosaurs?
Okay, I will say what I was thinking. Can we just have the next one dinosaurs in space? Can we just do this Dino Crisis 3 style, please? Just get it over with.
Yeah, all franchises have to go to space eventually.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Jason.
Yeah. Man, we can't keep this on planet. People keep dying. Let's take him to the moon. Open up a park on the moon.
Leprechaun. Oh, it's so bad.
God. Ah.
But anyways, for this movie, I actually still really enjoy it.
Definitely.
The plot, for the most part, works pretty well for me. Some of the characters are a little bit lacking in this film, but the dinosaur's cool, destruction's awesome, love the special effects, and it's easily probably the best popcorn flick out of the bunch. Not the best movie, mind you.
Definitely. Like, if this is a movie, like, for a slumber party I have with you, Steve, it's the movie we'd be watching. The Tumblr version.
No Tumblr. I've been there. I've seen things. Things with things that shouldn't have those things.
Sad how Tumblr destroyed Captain America Civil War 2. Why shouldn't it destroy this movie for us too, Steve?
Oh, please God, no. Harold already showed me. He's like, hey, you ever seen a porn with a dinosaur? I'm like, no. I don't need to, Harold. Yeah. Especially he's on that little, like, Segway thing. He's like, wheeze.
I think we just need to end it, Steve.
What would you guys think of Jurassic World? Please let us know in the comment section below. And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.